Hello, beautiful people. It's Mai here from Nintendo Life, and I'm not alone. I'm here with the lovely, lovely Jim. Hi, Jim. How's
Hello,
it going?
Yes, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Now, oh, I'm good. I mean, I will say right off the bat is usually it wouldn't be me doing this kind of chat because it's Splatoon. So I'm sitting in for lovely Alex at the moment, and I mean, I guess I've kind of spoiled the plot there. We're going to be chatting about Splatoon Raiders, aren't we? And your little trip going to go and preview it, eh?
Yes, we are. Yeah, I have played Splatoon Raiders. I love a bit of Splatoon, and Splatoon Raiders is a single-player game, which obviously makes it a little different from your normal Splatoon. However, I have always been wanting more single-player Splatoon content. So the big question is, does it live up to all those things that I wanted? And the answer is yes. I think it's really good.
Oh, that's good, because I know that me personally, I've never really got on with Splatoon. I have Splatoon 2 and 3, which I got as a bundle of games, and I think I got picked up a Switch last year or something like that, like a OLED, and tried it. And I think it's because of the motion controls. I couldn't quite get on with it. I closed it straight away, and then I booted it up again this week, and I'm getting on with it a bit better. A little bit better. So I'm really excited about Splatoon Raiders in general, especially as you've mentioned about the whole more single player aspect, which, tell me more about it. Please tell me, Jim.
Yeah, absolutely.
Convince me.
Yes. So Splatoon is a bit of a difficult sell if you don't get on with the motion controls. I found it. I know that a lot of people find it. Like when you first start with it, those motion controls can be a bit intimidating. And I think that the idea of having a game that's entirely online and you're going in and you're playing with people that know all of these special moves and have the motion controls locked down can be quite a lot to start with. So Raiders might be a great spot for you to start and kind of go in and work all of this stuff out for yourself. Mm-hmm. Effectively, what it is, you play as the mechanic, which is an inkling or an octoling, the choice is yours, who has crash landed on the Spiralite Islands with Deep Cut, that is Shiver, Fry, and Big Man, who we met in Splatoon 3 and have then popped up all over the place. And your job while you're there is to make the stay, the lives of Deep Cut and yourself as pleasant as possible. You do that by going out and exploring the Spiralite Islands, looking for treasure, looking for gear, looking for items, anything that you can bring back to your base and make life that little bit more comfortable. It sounds a little bit roguelite-y, and when I was first watching the trailers, I was thinking exactly that. I'll be honest, the trailers didn't completely sell me on the experience, so going hands-on with it, I was a little bit nervous. But I can confirm, having gone hands-on with it, that it's not roguelite-y. There's a good pull of let's go and do another level, let's try one more time, that a lot of the best roguelikes have, but it's not that kind of game. This is very much like the single-player material that you will have seen in the single-player campaigns from Splatoons 1, 2, and 3, or from the Octo expansion for Splatoon 2, or even a little bit, although less roguelike-y than Side Order from Splatoon 3. There is story here, there is platforming, there is lots and lots of shooting, and lots of salmonids. It's a good time if you like the single-player stuff for Splatoon.
Okay, that makes me happy because, like you're saying, with the trailer and everything, and when they had it announced, I can't remember how long ago it was that they announced and had the trailer and everything. Thinking to myself, I'm like, oh no, a Splatoon game. I don't know if this is going to be my cup of tea. It's going to be multiplayer. And then we had a chat, didn't we? Well, not this kind of chat, but we were chatting about it last week, and you were mentioning that, it's definitely more like single player. You were going to like it because I'm definitely all into the whole action adventure type games and single player adventures. I'm not really a multiplayer person, so finding out that it is kind of you going out and exploring, that ticks a box for me. And I seem to remember you've written in your preview that there is co-op.
Yes,
Am I right?
There is. Yes, so while it's absolutely a single-player focused game, there's some great co-op in it, in that you can do, at least what I saw in my preview, you can do any of the levels that we played single-player. You can hop online or play locally via the magic of game share.
Oh, yay!
You can hop online and play those same levels, but with up to 4 players in total, so with 3 other friends, which was great fun for the more platforming focused levels. That was great, but for ones that are a lot more shooty and that require taking down huge waves of salmonids in one go, having an extra 3 pairs of tentacles is very useful. Yeah, it's good.
Oh, so maybe I'll just jump on at some point and actually give it a proper go then. I for some reason, I know that, co-op, I just thought straight away it was just going to be one other person, but if it's up to 4, that just sounds like it's going to be a hell of a lot more fun, especially with like the nature of Splatoon as well, from what I recall. What else is there that you could probably mention that hasn't been mentioned already? Because I mean, at the time of this recording, obviously the direct hasn't happened yet, so we don't know what Nintendo have announced. But is there anything else you can tell us that maybe people don't know yet?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you'll know it if you've been paying attention to it, but something that I really want to highlight is that the customization in this game is so freaking good.
Yeah.
Splatoon has always had some nice customization in terms of its sub weapons and its kind of super weapons, super attacks. I forget the names. It's been so hot. But this game in particular opens up so many more opportunities for you customizing how you're going to play. So you have your weapons, you have dualies, you have sloshes, you have brushes, just like we've seen in Splatoon mainline series up until this point. But your sub weapons, which are those ones that normally came like attached with your weapons, and you could throw out like a big paint bomb or something like that. Yeah. Has been changed this time around. It's now gadgets. You can make gadgets yourself. We saw a little bit of that in the direct trailer earlier this month.
The exploration bot as well. Is that included in that?
So there's the exploration bot. I'll get to the exploration bot because they're so much fun. They're so much fun. But you're right, because I'd forgotten about that. But no gadgets. These are extra little special weapons that you equip to L and R. You carry 2 of them with you, and you can. They do lots of different things. There's loads of different gadgets. I only got to see a handful of them in my preview session, but we saw in the trailers you can like summon some kind of ghost squids to swim around you and kind of do area damage. There are bombs that you can throw out. There are ones that make you jump up really high and then crash back down. Loads and loads of different gadgets, but those gadgets themselves are customizable. So after you've collected items out in missions, you can come back and you can change how much area damage it does, or how long the cooldown time takes, or various things like that. You can tweak all of these things just to your liking, which is awesome. And you can carry any of them with any weapon, which is great, particularly for those who have felt a little bit restricted by gadgets in the past with the mainline series. But the bot, the exploration bot,
the bot
is like your super weapon. This is a substitute for a really big attack that you will charge over the course of a level. You can choose to take Shiver, Fry, or Big Man in the bot with you. Big Man is comically crammed into it, which I really liked. And Shiver, Fry, and Big Man each bring their own unique ability to the bot, which you will charge by collecting eggs, much like you would have done in Salmon Run in Splatoon 3. And when you collected enough, you can press down R, the right stick, and unleash one of these massive attacks with the bot. Aside from that, the bot is also really handy in like platforming itself. So you can do a thing called a bot hop, which is great rhyming, where you can jump on the bot's back and fly up really high to get to other platforms, or to get like an advantage over your opponents. You can summon the bot to jump in, and it leaves a big paint splash around it, so if you get overwhelmed at any point, you can bring the bot in to help. It's almost as if it was set up to be like a co-op partner, but it works so much better in single player, like just having this thing that you can summon at any point. It's nice to have that kind of helping hand, and seeing Big Man crammed into it doesn't hurt either.
I'll be really interested to see what kind of combos, using things like the new gadgets, and going not just like being in co-op mode, but also using the exploration bot, what kind of combos that people will be able to do. Because I mean, with my fiddling around with Splatoon 3 recently, just trying to get used to being able to use the ink to my advantage, not just like filling up my ink and just kind of traversing through, which has been really, really, really kind of, I don't know, like every time that I've kind of got to like a good mesh of like, or Mai's internal combo, I've just a bit of a pat on the back, Correct me if I'm wrong. Is there any sort of like base building in this? Because I know you mentioned earlier in like with our chat saying like you're trying to make the world as comfortable as possible. I don't know if maybe this is something that Nintendo might announce or has already been announced. I can't recall. Base building, anything like that? Just trying to get my survivalist cap on.
Yeah, there is like a home base. Don't expect to be like planting corn or any of that
Oh
kind of stuff around the home base. I'm
no
sorry.
Minecraft for me.
All of this said, I didn't see any corn planting in the preview, so yes, there is a home base, and from the little that I saw, it feels like you're kind of going to be upgrading it as you go. Although it's not something that I saw. We spent very little time, like kind of back at home, and more time out in the levels themselves. There's a good amount of variety in those levels as well. Like a lot of them follow, quite a fair bit of platforming, and then you stop and shoot some salmonids. But there are also dungeons. There are also like raid missions where you have to delve down deep and get rid of waves of salmonids. There are boss salmonids that you've got to defeat along the way. There's a nice little bit of variety. The only kind of criticism that I had out of my preview is I wanted to see more of them. I hope that there's enough variety to keep this thing going for 10 hours maybe. That would be great if it's a single player campaign, because
ideally some variety of enemies as well. Sorry,
yes,
is it just
absolutely.
salmonids really that is that all you saw so far, or do you reckon there'll be more?
It's all that I saw so far, yeah, but I mean salmonids are so varied. So yes, while we kind of think of them as the little guys, there were also big ones carrying weapons. There were also huge ones that do giant attacks. There are I forget the specific names for each and every salmonid, but there's the one that works like a train. You'll know it if you've seen it in Splatoon 3. Also really tall ones on top of buckets that shoot down stuff. All of these have got real names, and I apologize again. It's been very hot.
Heat wave,
yes, yeah. There is a good amount of variety in the enemy types, and I hope that kind of continues throughout the main game as well. Because the problem that I and anyone who loves the single player campaign from Splatoons 1, 2, and 3 have is that they're just not long enough. Like they always come to an end. It's like, oh, I was just really getting into this. So I hope that this can keep the spice going for that little bit longer.
And I hope because it is a single player game, like there is replayability, and I hope that it's a healthy playtime as well, a length of playtime, I suppose that's the best way of putting it. Because nothing worse than when you get a good game and it's just far too short, One
other thing that I will mention, and it goes back to what I was saying right at the very start about this being perhaps a nice place for beginners, is that this Splatoon game has got difficulty options, which is always welcome. I was too stubborn to change mine, but I found it hard on the normal level that I was in. There was a good enough level of challenge in there, but there's also an easy option if you're new to this, and all that does is that changes how much damage the enemies are doing to you. The treasure and the stuff that you find on the Spiral Islands is still exactly the same no matter which difficulty you take, which is great, right? That's always a welcome tweak. Or for those who are really great at Splatoon, because God, do we know that there are some people that are phenomenal at Splatoon.
Oh, yeah.
You can up the difficulty and make it even harder, which I think again will be really fun for a bit of replayability, a bit of getting some training in before the next mainline game comes along and we all have to hop back online again. It promises to be a really great single player time, kind of regardless what ability level you're coming into it at.
Oh yeah, and I mean, you said about mainline games. I wouldn't be surprised if they end up adding extra things to this, like they have done with the mainline games. I don't think there'd be a big arena multiplayer mode or anything like that, but they'll probably add some DLC along the line, or just some extra lovely bits and bobs. It is good that they've got different difficulty modes because, I am new to the series myself. As much as I've tried, not that I found. I mean, I think the big crutch of this was the motion controls for me. Sorry, Splatoon fans. I don't like motion controls in general, and but yeah, to me, difficulty modes are good not just for people who for skill set, but also for people for accessibility as well. In my eyes, and people who want to maybe try out the game on a easier difficulty to then be like, oh no, I could do this, I could pop it up, because God knows I've done that several times. Yeah,
absolutely. And while I am somewhat well versed in the Splatoon series and its controls at this point, like I say, I still struggled on that middle difficulty. It does have a nice pull of, thanks to all of this customization and the treasure that you're finding every time, it does have a nice kind of promise of okay, you lost this time. Go back to the home base, tweak your abilities, maybe play with the gadgets a little bit, and then come back and try again, and you might be better. And I found that in my preview. Like, I would die to a boss salmonid, I'd go back, I'd fiddle about with how much damage my gadgets do or how much area of impact they have, and then I'd come back and it would be nicer next time, or I'd change who was my bot buddy, so it changes that that special attack. I really think that this is going to be like welcoming to a lot of people, and that's great.
So would you say this is less roguelite and more rogue nice? Haha.
No, I wouldn't say that because I don't like it. No, it's very much not a roguelike. Like, it is level structured, and you know, there are specific missions for you to complete in each level. I only kind of bring up that genre comparison because that was the first thought that I had when it was revealed mysteriously through Nintendo Today. A few months ago. So no, it is far more, you know, story focused single player than that. And also, I just don't like rogue nice.
You don't?
No.
Damn, I thought that up just now. It's a cozy game version of a roguelike. There you go. Oh man. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me and putting up with my Splatoon novice nurse. And thanks again as well, Nintendo, for inviting lovely Jim to go and try out the game. Sorry, I'm crying. I don't know.
Weeping, just weeping.
Weeping. I don't know anything, guys. So let us know in the comments below if you're going to be playing Splatoon Raiders coming out to a Switch 2 near you. Haha. Are you going to be an Octoling or are you going to be an Inkling? I'm probably going to be Octoling because that's what I was in Splatoon 3. And while you're there, why don't you wad a whole bunch of ink on that subscribe button and just mash on it with the exclamation bot, and check out nintendolife.com for more lovely Nintendo bits and bobs. Thanks again, Jim, for hanging out with me today, and in the meantime, everyone, have a good one. Bye.
Bye.